So today we have another very interesting question. Small disk A is placed on a frictionless tabletop and it is affixed to one end of an almost inextensible elastic cord of relaxed length L. The other end of the cord is tied to a nail B on the table. There is a trap C in the table at a distance eta equal to 0.5 times of L from the nail. Initially, the disc is held in line with the nail and the trap with the cord straight and relaxed, as shown in the top view of the setup. This is the top view of the setup. Now, at what angle the line AC and with what speed the disc must be projected along the tabletop so that it goes into the trap. Diameter of the nail is negligible as compared to the length of the thread. Okay, so first of all, I'll just copy this figure. What is the significance of elastic thread here? So we know that this disc will travel like this, isn't it? And it will continue to do so until and unless the thread becomes taut again. So let's assume that the thread becomes taut here. So obviously this angle will also be theta because this length will again be L. Now at that instant the thread will be having some velocity and it will be along this direction. Now suddenly at the instant when it becomes taut, we can resolve the velocity into two components. Okay, one perpendicular to the thread and the other one along the thread. So the component which is perpendicular to the thread would not change, but the component along the thread, what would happen to it? It is almost inextensible, but it is elastic. So because of that, it is acting like kind of a spring. So when the particle here tries to go away, it goes away a little bit, but its kinetic energy, some part of its kinetic energy is stored in the thread and which is returned back to the particle. So it is like an elastic collision. Okay, you can think of it like an elastic collision with a circular wall having a center here and the radius equal to L. So what would happen? It would get rebounded. Now when it gets rebounded, since it is an elastic collision, velocity of approach would be equal to velocity of separation. So its net velocity would be like this, and we know that the resultant velocity has to be in this direction. Now you see here that initially the velocity was making an angle theta here, so this angle will also be theta. Okay, now since the velocity has just reversed, so what would happen? This angle is theta and this angle is theta, so you can think like this is the initial velocity vector and this one is the final velocity vector. So and this one is the normal. So from the normal both of them would be making the same angle. So from the thread also both of them would be making the same angle. So this angle will also be theta. Now we know that this is theta and this is also theta. Okay, now we have to develop some equation in terms of theta. How to do that? So here we would be having the angle as 180 minus 3 theta, because in triangle ADC we know the two angles are theta and 2 theta. So obviously this will be 180 minus 3 theta. Now you can use the sine rule and you can write here that for triangle BDC, we can write that L upon sine of 180 minus 3 theta is equal to eta L upon sine of theta. So LL gets cancelled. So what do we get here? The sine of pi minus theta is sine theta. So that's why this would be what? This would be, I'm taking this part of the equation on the other side, so we would get this basically. Now sine 3 theta you can expand, and eta is given to us as 0.5 in the question. I'm going to use that, so we can write 2 sine theta is equal to, now we can expand this sine 3 theta, we can write it as sine theta into cos 2 theta plus cos theta into sine 2 theta. Now sine 2 theta would be 2 sine theta cos theta. Now obviously sine theta here is not 0, as theta is not 0, so we can cancel these things. So we are left with 2 is equal to this plus this. Now cos 2 theta is cos square theta minus sine square theta, or you can also write it as 2 cos square theta minus 1, and the other term is 2 cos square theta. So this implies that cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2. So that means theta is 30 degrees, and that is the answer.